toxic people are so infectious to your life that they actually block you from going to the next level of your mission, of your business, of your purpose, of your relationships, or even the miracle you've been waiting for. And what Jesus did with toxic people will shock you. If Jesus showed this real life example of the importance of removing toxic people and that he had to do it to make a miracle happen, I need you to think about this in your own life. Like he literally cleared the room before the breakthrough, because sometimes the problem isn't the power, it's the people in the room. Before elevation comes separation. If Jesus had to remove toxic people to raise the dead, maybe it's time you do too. Welcome back to Elevating Beyond with a 2-word mission statement: change lives. And I got into like a deep conversation just over this past weekend about the importance of removing, or how toxic people are so infectious to your life that they actually block you from going to the next level of your mission, of your business, of your purpose, of your relationships, or even the miracle you've been waiting for. And it made me find this story that happened in the Bible that perfectly relates to it. And what Jesus did with toxic people will shock you. All right. So Jesus was on his way to heal Jairus' daughter. But before he could get there, the news came. Your daughter is dead. Why bother the teacher anymore? Jesus just kept going. When he arrived, the house was full of people weeping, wailing, and doubting. That's right. They laughed and mocked at Jesus when he said, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." Jesus was saying he can make this girl rise from the dead, and all these other people in there, they were toxic, they didn't believe, they were hating on him. Watch how Jesus reacts to this. He didn't argue. He didn't convince. He simply removed every toxic voice that didn't believe from the room. Before performing the miracles, he set boundaries. He removed them. He only allowed Peter, James, John, and the little girl's parents to stay. If I was to stop right here and just leave, like that's enough wisdom from a show for you to take it all away right there. But there's more. But just even that right there, who he choosing, number one, to remove the toxic people, and then also the importance of who you keep in your inner circle. He allowed Peter, James, John, and the girl's parents to stay. He kept these people in the inner circle. And then, with the room cleared of all the toxic people, Jesus spoke. "Little girl, I say to you, get up." And she did. The miracle happened, and she came back to life. If Jesus showed this real life example of the importance of removing toxic people and that he had to do it to make a miracle happen, I need you to think about this in your own life. Who is in your room? Who are you allowing that's toxic? What voices are you allowing in? And what do you need to do to remove them? Like, who's laughing at your dream or whispering doubt where you need faith? Who's blocking your miracle? Sometimes with hate, sometimes it's haters, sometimes it's just those little voices of more doubt, more disbelief that you're allowing to creep in. And if you have a company, by the way, this could be team members that are toxic, that are gossiping, that are stirring up drama, that are affecting your mission. Or it may not actually be people. It could be, what are you allowing in your mindset? Are you continually watching the news every day that's only filling your mind with fear and doubt and negativity and hate? You need to guard your mindset from all this toxicity so you can go to that next level of your mission, of your purpose, of your dream. And by the way, you can let these people and remove them from the room. You don't have to hate them. You can love them from a distance. Set boundaries, just like Jesus did. In episode 312, I did a full episode on the top 3 ways to deal with negative people. So I explain this even more in depth, whether it's in business, whether you're in leadership positions in a church, whether you're a pastor, entrepreneur, family, friends, and how to remove these toxic and negative people and set the boundaries the right way. So check that out. That's episode 312 if you want to get more in depth with that. But listen, the main point with this, even Jesus, filled with power, had to remove toxic voices before performing a miracle. He literally cleared the room before the breakthrough. Because sometimes the problem isn't the power, it's the people in the room. I can't give you a better example of this, of how Jesus handled it, literally modeled the importance of doing this to make that miracle happen. All right. Before elevation comes separation. This is a little note I made from this. If Jesus had to remove toxic people to raise the dead, maybe it's time you do too. Listen, everyone, I wanted to jump on here and do a little shorter show today on this because this hit me. We discussed it, and then I found this perfect example from Jesus, and I'm like, I've got to talk about this on a show. This is so on point. So that miracle that you've been waiting for, that next level of your adventure, of your mission, of your relationships, of your purpose, it's there. The toxic people, you've got to do like what Jesus did, remove them from the room and keep your inner circle tight with the right people. It's like the more you elevate to different levels, there's a saying that says, my spot got higher, circle got smaller. Doesn't mean you don't love everyone else, but you set the boundaries from those toxic people so that you can step right into the next level of your miracle territory. I freaking love this. Thank you, Jesus, for this another amazing example of living the sermon. So never settle, never give up, and keep elevating beyond. Boom.